ask you, what do you feel about the current state of? I know there's Canadian hip hop, but because since you guys do a lot of Toronto stuff,
Mhm.
Toronto hip hop or rap.
Uh, Besides like some of the legacy acts and like a 1-2 of the new guys, like I think it's trash. Like I think
Damn, you
it's
know what?
weak.
I could relate. I could relate to you in a lot of the stuff what you're saying, but I'm surprised you're saying it's trash. You think it's trash?
I just think like for me personally, it's not inspiring. Like when we had the golden era and we had all these rappers from different ends putting out music constantly, and it was always like good music after good music. The production value was good. There was some form of lyricism, but it was still melodic, so it was kind of transitioning between like the older era and the new era. I was genuinely as a producer, and at the time I was rapping too. I was inspired, and it made everyone want to put out music. It made everyone want to do better. And now the music that we're hearing now, I don't know if it's like the drill influence or the fact that the newer generation, maybe I'm older, so I don't get the newer music, but it's just not inspiring. I think I'm more inspired by the content creators in Toronto now and the comedians
Hmm.
than the artists. Obviously, like you still have people like Casper and Pressa, like I said, like kind of like legacy underground acts that are holding it down and are able to put out good music consistently. And like there's also like 100 Band Plan. I rock with Haji Basto. Like I like some
But
of
shouldn't we be bigger now? Like, let's be straight up. People might say Drake is not the one, but let's be straight up. We got the spotlight of some of the biggest artists, even Tory, who's locked up, and Weekend, and whatever.
mhm,
Nav. We should be more bigger. We should be more like there should be 10 artists who are like doing things. Like, I mean, out there
facts.
in America doing media tours and shit. Like you see
Yes.
Pressa doing media tour. We
Mhm.
should be seeing a couple of people doing media tours. I know Sav 4 times he done a media tour. That's the way you're gonna get attention. That's the way you're gonna make some dollars. Who's out there? Like there's nobody.
There isn't, and I think it's because okay, so you and I consider myself like we're in like the urban Toronto
Hmm.
market, right? We think it's a lot bigger than it is, but it's really a very like small portion of the overall market in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
So back in the day, like let's say like at this point, maybe like 10 years ago, 8 years ago, 6 years ago, you had like people who weren't in the urban scene who knew about Casper, who knew about Pressa, who knew
Yes,
about
that's good.
YG. You had like these white girls that like they don't even listen to the new rap stuff now, but they were listening to Northside Benji.
Hmm.
You had to keep up. It was like you were required to know all the Toronto music because that's what was actually being played when you would go outside, and it became fun. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, oh, he's my favorite, but I like Press, but I also like Doovie, and I also like, so everyone had their own taste. It's like you could choose your superhero in a sense.
Yes.
But I think the interest is just not there. And I don't know if
Yes.
it's because there's like just an
No.
influx of music. There's
No
too much.
videos. No music videos.
Yeah, I guess, but it's just like it got repetitive, bro. And then like when we started losing our best rappers to like gang violence or gun violence or they're going to the bin, you kind of lose faith in supporting artists like that because you're like, well, it's not going to go anywhere. This guy
What
got
about the
off
artists who are
this.
not doing the gang shit, like the street shit, and they're actually making moves? I find that a lot of the platforms don't
Mm.
promote that much because it's not getting that attention. You got like Havaya, right? You got people like that who are getting sponsorship. They're actually getting recognized by America, but here we're not.
Well, like it's almost like those artists, they don't need the blog's acknowledgement because the audience of the blogs don't care.
That's
And
true.
it's like, okay, you posted this like quote unquote Miskeen rapper who's doing this. Like, who cares? We want to see like the street polys, we want to see the diss tracks, we want to see different things. That's just because the audience is like that. That's what their algorithm has become. So I think obviously we have like artists that are doing well. Shoot, we have like non hip hop artists like Sean
Yes.
Mendez and
Yeah.
friggin', like those guys are out of here. So we
Mhm.
don't even think about them because we're so stuck in our bubble. And I think I don't know why we have kind of like clung on to, I guess, this certain bubble that like of expectations and behaviors and like I don't know. I feel like we just like the rah-rah too much. Like I don't
And
know.
that's not what's making people get big, like the blueprint what Drake done. Drake done a lot of he hadn't done no gangster shit. He was doing like pop music, girl tunes and stuff, and that's how he, that helped him blow up. I'm gonna ask you this too because the other day, the algorithm goes and people pick. He responded to the We Love Hip Hop platform. He
Mhm.
responded to, I don't know if it was you, it was the piss
It
thing.
was definitely me. It was definitely me. Biggest moment of my life. No, yeah, what were you gonna say?
No, I'm saying he responded to that. So I know Friday was saying that a lot of Canadian platforms they didn't really recognize it, but a lot of American platforms was recognizing it. And I know Drake came out. I think he's emotional. I'm saying Drake is an emotional person, so he didn't have to do that, but he came out and he responded more than one time. Now, do you think that I'm not saying necessarily we love hip hop, but right. In regards to that, do you think he should give a Canadian platform that interview because it's been so long and everybody been showing him love for years. He's always in Toronto. I see him at the basketball games. I see him out at the clubs, but never on any platform. I heard why. I have an
Mhm.
idea why, but
Mhm. Okay, so do I think he should give a Toronto platform an interview? It would be awesome, bro. Like that's wishful thinking. Like, of course, I would love to interview Drake or have him pull up to the pod or pull up to Down to Earth or
yeah.
GTV or Borough Sound. Anyone that would be
Mm,
just incredible, you know. But I don't think Drake owes anyone anything realistically because this is the same audience that was hating on Drake when he first started, and
that's true. I said that too. Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever forget that because I wouldn't forget that,
So
bro.
he's really in his feelings for people, not like the same people who want him to interview or whatever. Um, they didn't
Well,
respect him in the beginning.
think about it. Like, say there was a Shotzi that used to curve you for years, and you were doing
Yeah,
everything to prove yourself to the Shotzi.
yeah,
You know, like what are you gonna do when they spin back around because you're up? You're kind of gonna like you're gonna say breeze. You know what I'm saying? Like
damn.
maybe if there was one that was like you were rocking with me before, so maybe I'm a but I don't think that he owes anyone anything.
I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that he doesn't owe anybody anything. But
He
if you
doesn't.
think maybe there's some people who kind of helped him, like I mean, gave him respect back in the day.